Hello students, today in chapter 7, we are going to discuss the solution or solutions of a linear inequation. Now what is the meaning of solution of a linear inequation or any equation for that matter? Now solution or solutions means the set of those values which make the given statement true. Which make the problem statement true. So having said that, let us consider certain standard situations which we are going to face in the sums to follow. So the first one, the graphical representations. So we are going to study the graphical solutions of linear inequations. So firstly, graphical representations of x less than or equal to h and x greater than or equal to h. Now if you consider this system, the standard Cartesian coordinate system containing the xy plane. In this plane, first of all, you draw a line which has the equation x is equal to h. So suppose h is a point on the x-axis here, and you draw a line which is parallel to the y-axis in this case, because the equation of this line is x is equal to h. So thus you draw a line which is parallel to the y-axis like this. And then when you want to find out what is the value, what is the region corresponding to x less than or equal to h. In that case, this is the region which is coming on the side of the x-axis which is less than h. That means on the left side of h. So it includes all the points which correspond to x less than h. So the region, the feasible region for us in this case would be this particular region, that is it. So this shaded region including all the y-axis, the entire y-axis and the side of the x-axis to the left of h, x is equal to h. This is our feasible region in this case. So remember, the inequality sign over here is less than or equal to. That means the solution set also includes whatever comes on the line x is equal to h. So including the line, including all the points lying on the line, the points which are represented on the left side of this particular line come in the solution set, that is it. So we draw a solid line in this case. Now let us consider the second case, x greater than or equal to h. Now as you guessed rightly, we draw a line corresponding to x is equal to h. So if this is h on the x-axis, we draw a line parallel to y-axis this way, passing through x is equal to h. So the equation of this particular line is x is equal to h. And then with respect to this, since x is greater than or equal to h, obviously our feasible region will be on the right side of x is equal to h over here. And also, since the symbol is greater than or equal to, our solution set also includes the line x is equal to h, and therefore we draw a solid line. So this is the first type of case which you might come across actually in the sums. The second case, y less than or equal to k and y greater than or equal to k. In this again, if this is k on the y-axis, then what we do is that we draw a line which has the equation y is equal to k. And that line, obviously, it is going to be parallel to the x-axis. See, the line is this. So the equation of this line is y is equal to k. Now, if you want y less than or equal to k, that means you are going to take the values on the y-axis which are below k on the y-axis, and therefore your feasible solution would be the region below the line y is equal to k like this. So this would be your feasible solutions. Okay, this would be your feasible region. It is called feasible region. Okay, so this would be your feasible region, and this also, obviously, look at the symbol here. It is y less than or equal to k. So since the less than or equal to symbol is there, the solution also includes the line, all the values of the line y is equal to k. Similarly, by now you would have guessed that how to draw y greater than or equal to k. Yes, we first draw a line which is y is equal to k, which has the equation y is equal to k. And then we take all the points, the region which is present above y is equal to k is included in y greater than or equal to k. So this particular region is our feasible region in the second case that is there. Again, it includes a line y is equal to k as well. So we draw a solid line in this case. Then the third case. Now suppose there are two, so those two, the first two cases were where one variable was there, either x or y was the only variable. Now we are going to draw lines where two variables are there. So these are linear equations in two variables. Now linear equations in two variables, again in this case what happens is, see, for with respect to these equations, ax plus by less than or equal to 0 and ax plus by greater than or equal to 0. Now here there is no constant term. C term is absent over here. That means a constant term is not there. So remember, such lines are lines which pass through the origin. Such lines are lines which pass through the origin, and therefore we draw the line like this. The line would come out this way. If we plot the points, I'll tell you how to plot the points when we do the exercise. We plot the points this way. And the equation of this particular line is, suppose ax plus by is equal to 0. So we plot the line ax plus by is equal to 0, and correspondingly depending upon what are the values for a and b, etc., we may get a region either on either side of the origin. Actually, either here this might be our feasible region, or in the other case it may be the feasible region on the other side of the origin. Similarly, our graph may also come out this way. The line may come out like this also. Ax plus by is equal to 0 may come out this way also, depending upon what equation we are getting. If it comes out this way, again our feasible region may be the region on any one side of the origin, either here or on the opposite side actually. So any one of these would be our feasible region. Again, how to find out these regions we'll be seeing when we do the sums that is here. So just remember, and also the feasible region will include the lines, because the symbol is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. In fact, almost all the sums that you're going to do in the exercise only deals with these symbols, less than or equal to and greater than or equal to. Then the next case, lines which do not pass through the origin. So if the lines do not pass through the origin, then you know that they will have a constant term. So we are dealing with equations ax plus by less than or equal to c and ax plus by greater than or equal to c. So in this case, again we write the equation ax plus by is equal to c. We find suitable points with respect to this particular equation, and then we draw the line, corresponding line which has the equation ax plus by is equal to c. So the equation of this line is ax plus by is equal to c. Obviously this line does not pass through the origin, and usually I'm not telling it is always the case, but usually if it is less than c, if it is less than or equal to c, in that case the solution would lie on the origin side. Again, how to find out whether the solution lies on the origin side or the non-origin side, we'll see later on. See, this much you'll remember from the previous lecture, that this line or any line which we drew previously divides the xy plane into two equal half planes. Two half planes, that is it. The half plane which contains the origin is known as the region on the origin side, and the other region is known as the non-origin side. And therefore, if it is ax plus by less than c or less than or equal to c, usually we get the feasible region on the origin side. On the other hand, if it is ax plus by greater than or equal to c, then again we draw the line in the same way, and this line has the equation ax plus by is equal to c, and in this case the solution might lie on the non-origin side of the line. The solution might lie on this side of the line. Both the cases, the line is also included in the solution. Remember that. So far we have spoken about less than or equal to and greater than or equal to. What about the case where it might either be ax plus by, for example, ax plus by greater than c or ax plus by less than c. Now in this case, what we do is that, see, as usual, we just draw the line. Suppose I draw it over here for lack of space. Let me draw it over here. Suppose the line comes out this way. I plot the points, corresponding points for x and y for getting the equation of the line. Okay. And then what we do is that instead of taking a solid line like this, instead of drawing a solid line, just to symbolize that the line is not included in the solution, we just draw a dotted line. So the rest of the sum is same, but then instead of drawing a solid line, we just draw a dotted line, which means that the line is not included in the solution set. And the region might come on either side, either on the non-origin side or on the origin side, whichever side the solution comes. The line is not included in the solution. So all these basic points are going to keep in mind before we solve the sums that is there. Let us begin with exercise 7.1. Initially, we are going to deal with linear inequalities involving just one variable. Later on, we will be doing sums involving two variables. So here the question is solve graphically. So question 1, the question is solve graphically. And the first question here, x is greater than or equal to 0. Now just consider the line x is equal to 0. Now this line is nothing but the y-axis. So the y-axis comes in our solution set because see the symbol given over here, it is x greater than or equal to 0. That means the line under consideration also is included in the solution set. Also in the solution set, since x is positive, x is greater than or equal to 0. So all the values of x which are on the right side of the x-axis, which are on the right side of the y-axis rather, will come in our solution set. So as a result, the feasible region is this particular region, including the y-axis and the region to the right of the y-axis. Now let us go to the next question. X less than or equal to 0. Again, the line is x is equal to 0. The line under consideration is x is equal to 0, which is nothing but a y-axis. In this case, x is less than or equal to 0. That means we go to the negative side of the x-axis. So the region is the y-axis and the region included on the left side of the y-axis, that is this particular region which is being shaded over here. So this becomes the feasible region. The third sum, y is greater than or equal to 0. Now for this sum, consider y is equal to 0 as the line, and that line is nothing but the x-axis. And since y is positive, y is greater than or equal to 0, the solution set consists of the x-axis and also the region on the positive side of the y-axis. That means the region above the x-axis. So this becomes our feasible region that is here. Including the line, this becomes a feasible region. Now this you can try it as assignment. Y less than or equal to 0. Obviously the solution set will be this side, that is below the x-axis, the region. That would be the solution set. So you can just draw it as assignment in your notebook. The second question also is solved graphically. The first one over here, x is greater than or equal to 0 and y is also greater than or equal to 0. That means there are two lines under consideration. So here, suppose, consider these lines, that is whose equations are x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. Now these are nothing but the x-axis and the y-axis respectively. Okay, the equation of x is equal to 0 comes for the y-axis and the equation y is equal to 0 belongs to the x-axis actually. So since they have given us x is greater than or equal to 0 and y is also greater than or equal to 0, the solution set is obviously in the first quadrant. Okay, first quadrant including the lines which fall in the first quadrant, part of the lines which are falling in the first quadrant. So this becomes our solution set over here. In the same vein, we can go to the second sum. The second sum, the question is x is less than or equal to 0 and y is greater than or equal to 0. Again, when we consider x is equal to 0, which is the equation of the y-axis, and y is equal to 0, which is the equation of the x-axis. So, these two lines are included in the solution set. Also, since they have given us x is less than or equal to 0, the solution set comes on the negative side of the x-axis, and also y is greater than or equal to 0. That means on the positive side of the y-axis. That means the solution set is in the second quadrant. So we shade the second quadrant over here. So this becomes our feasible region. Going to the third sum. Third and fourth sum. In the same way you can do the third and fourth sum. Obviously, the third sum, the solution set will lie in the third quadrant, and the fourth sum, it will lie in the fourth quadrant. You can work it out for yourself. Just try to see if you are understanding the concept of it. In the third question, which is also solved graphically, the first question given here is 2x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. Now, in this case, consider the equation, that is 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Therefore, solving it further, we get x is equal to 3 upon 2. That means x is equal to 1.5. Now, this x is equal to 3 upon 2 on the coordinate system. It represents a line which is parallel to the y-axis. So, suppose we plot 3 upon 2 on this particular graph. We plot these points first, say 1, 2 and 3. Again, on the negative side, we have minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3. Here again, minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3. Now, once we plot these points over here, x is equal to 3 upon 2. That means x is equal to 1.5, which comes exactly between 1 and 2. So, suppose this is the point which is x is equal to 1.5. So, from here we draw a line which is parallel to the y-axis. And this line passes through x is equal to 3 upon 2. So, this is the required line that is there. Now, what about the feasible region? The feasible region can be either on either side of the line actually. So, we have to find out which side of the line it is. So, for this, we take the origin as the test point. Let the origin, say 0, 0, be the test point. Now, what is a test point? Test point means we put this particular point in the given equation and check whether in the given inequation and check whether the inequation is satisfied or not. So, therefore now 2x minus 3 can be written as 2 into 0 because x is 0. So, 2 into 0 minus 3, which comes out as 0 minus 3, which is minus 3. Now, minus 3 is not greater than or equal to 0. See, the condition given is the point should be greater than or equal to 0. But then over here minus 3 we are getting, which is not greater than or equal to 0. We are getting minus 3 when we take the origin as a test point. That means the solution set does not lie on the origin side of the line. It lies rather on the non-origin side of the line. It lies on the opposite half plane, that is the non-origin side of the line. So, the solution set includes the line itself and also the region on the non-origin side of the line. See the sum carefully. You can pause the video, go through it once again and understand this in a really thorough manner. Once and for all. So the solution set lies over here, that is it. So that is how the sum is done. The next sum, the question is 2y minus 5 greater than or equal to 0. So we consider the equation. So the inequation, see the steps are the same. Whatever inequation is given is converted into an equation first. So consider 2y minus 5. To convert it into an equation, what do? We just change this inequality into an equality is equal to 0. and therefore we are going to get y is equal to 5 upon 2. Now 5 upon 2 is the same as 2.5. So y is equal to 2.5. This is the equation. Now this is the equation of a line which is parallel to the x-axis, passing through the point y is equal to 2.5, passing through 2.5 comma 0. So as a result, what we do is we plot this line first. So the points over here on the x-axis, same way on the y-axis also. And then y is equal to 2.5. Suppose that point is over here, y is equal to 2.5. So what we do is that we draw a line which is parallel to the x-axis. This represents the equation y is equal to 2.5 or 5 by 2, whatever you have it. Then in this case, the solution set again. We have to find the solution set. It may lie above the line or below the line, wherever the solution set lies. For this again, we take the origin as a test point. Let the origin be the test point. By now you know what is to be done. We substitute y is equal to 0 in the equation. Therefore 2y minus 5 can be written as 2 into 0 minus 5, which is coming as minus 5, again which is not greater than or equal to 0. Which is not greater than or equal to 0. The condition given is it should be greater than or equal to 0. But here we are getting minus 5, which is obviously less than 0. That means the solution set again does not lie on the origin side. This is the origin side of this line. The solution set does not lie on the origin side. Rather, it lies on the non-origin side of the line. So the solution set is this line itself and also the non-origin side of the same line that is there. So it is over here. It will make a mess over here. That's why I'm shading it carefully. This way. It includes all these regions which are there. The third question is 3x plus 4 less than or equal to 0. So in this case, consider 3x plus 4 is equal to 0 and therefore we get 3x plus 4, that is 3x is equal to minus 4 and therefore x is equal to minus 4 upon 3. We can also convert minus 4 upon 3 into a mixed fraction. If you cannot understand what is minus 4 upon 3, you can just convert it into a mixed fraction. That is, when we divide 4 by 3, we are going to get minus 1 by 3. So it's a mixed fraction. So this is a number. Minus 1 by 3 is a number which comes between minus 1 and minus 2 on the negative side of the x-axis. So our solution set, our graph will come this way. That is, if we plot the graph like this, see. On the x-axis positive side, on the negative side we write minus 1 and minus 2. That is all that is required actually. So x is equal to minus 1 by 3 or x is equal to minus 4 by 3. It is a line which is parallel to the y-axis and it passes through this particular point, that is minus 1 by 3, which comes somewhere between minus 1 and minus 2, somewhere over here maybe. So this is the point. So as a result, we draw a line parallel to the y-axis passing through this particular point that is there. So this is the required line. And for finding the feasible solution or finding the solution set, what we do is we take the origin as the test point. So take the origin as the test point. And therefore, we have 3x plus 4 becoming 3 into 0 plus 4, which is 0 plus 4, that is 4. And when we check it, when we compare it over here, the symbol given is less than or equal to 0. Okay. Now 4 is not less than or equal to 0. That means our solution set does not lie on the origin side. Rather, it lies on the non-origin side. And as a result, the left side of the line involves our solution set actually. So the line itself and the left side of the line which is the non-origin side of the line. Solution set lies over here actually. Needless to say, write the equation of this line over here, which is 3x plus 4 is equal to 0. So thus we did this sum. Now try to understand this concept in a better manner and do this fourth sum as assignment. So thus we have completed linear inequalities involving just one variable. We have to still solve sums involving two variables, linear inequalities involving two variables also, but that I'll be doing in the next lecture. As I told you, initially we're going to go quite slowly. So that's all for today, folks. Thank you so much for listening.